Hi everyone, and welcome to this lesson. In this session, I'm going to walk you through the Power BI architecture, how all the pieces fit together from data to reports. As you can see on the diagram, I've separated two key areas of the Power BI ecosystem using different colors. The pink area represents what we call on-premises. That means IT infrastructure such as servers and software physically located within your organization's buildings. The yellow area at the top represents the cloud, where Microsoft Power BI service operates. So that's the first big distinction, on-premises versus cloud. Let's start from the Power BI desktop, located in the bottom left corner of the screen. This is where your journey begins. First, you connect to your data sources and ingest them into Power BI Desktop. Then, you perform transformations, cleaning, shaping, and preparing the data to get it into a report-ready state. We'll go deeper into that process in a later lesson, but for now, just focus on those first two steps. Getting the data into Power BI Desktop and getting it ready for reporting. Once your data model and visuals are ready, the next step is to publish your work. This means taking your report from Power BI Desktop and uploading it to the Power BI service, which lives in the cloud. From that moment, your published report is instantly available online and accessible through Power BI Mobile as well. So if you have internet access on your preferred device, you can explore your reports anytime, anywhere. Now, let's talk about the gateway. A gateway acts like a secure bridge between your on-premises data sources and the Power BI service in the cloud. It ensures that your reports stay up to date by automatically refreshing your data, daily, weekly, or on whatever schedule you choose. Think of it as a data highway, carrying new information from your on-premises systems up into the cloud. If your data already lives in the cloud, then you don't need a gateway. Power BI can connect directly to those cloud sources for refreshes, which makes things even simpler. Finally, for completeness, you'll notice the Power BI report server shown at the bottom right of the diagram. We won't cover that in this course, but it's good to know where it fits. The report server is for organizations that prefer to host Power BI reports on premises rather than in the cloud. So, if you want to build and manage reports internally, without publishing to the Power BI service, that's the tool you'd use. Understanding this full architecture gives you the complete picture of how Power BI operates, from data sources, to desktop, to cloud, and helps you recognize the different components you may encounter as you continue learning. Okay, let's move on to the Power BI workflow. The first thing we'll do is take advantage of Power BI Desktop. You'll need to have Power BI Desktop installed on your computer. This is where most of the core work happens. Inside Power BI Desktop, we'll collect raw data from one or multiple sources, import it, or connect directly to it. Then, we'll use the Power Query Editor to clean, transform, and shape that data. Next, we'll move into the data model, where we'll combine different tables and create calculations. Finally, we'll switch to the report view, where we design visuals, charts, and the user interface. In short, Power BI Desktop is where we prepare, model, and visualize your data before publishing it to the Power BI service. Now, the Power BI service, also known as the cloud platform, is where we publish and share our work. This is the environment that allows us to host, distribute, and collaborate on reports securely using Microsoft's cloud. We'll look at that in a bit more detail shortly. As we discussed earlier, the first step is to find your data sources. These could include databases such as SQL Server, Oracle, or MySQL. Cloud data sources like Azure, Salesforce, or Google Analytics. Flat files like Excel or CSV. Even web APIs and other online data services. Once we identify our source, we'll extract the data. This is the E in the ETL process: extract, transform, load. After extraction, the data is brought into the Power Query editor, where we perform the transformation step. That's the T in ETL. Here, we clean and reshape the data. We'll also introduce you to the M language, which powers transformations inside Power Query. Most of your work here can be done through built-in tools and configuration screens, so you won't need to write M code manually. But it's helpful to know that it exists and understand where it fits in Power BI. Once the data is transformed and ready, we'll load it into the data model. That's the L in ETL. Now the data is almost ready for reporting, but before we start building visuals, we'll enrich the data model by creating relationships between tables, defining hierarchies, building DAX expressions and measures to calculate metrics. Once the model is ready, we'll move into the report view to start creating visualizations. Here, we'll configure slicers and filters, manage visual interactions, and format text, shapes, and buttons. We'll also add bookmarks and navigation elements to enhance interactivity. Finally, we'll bring everything together to craft a story with data, one that's clear, visually appealing, and meaningful. The goal is to make your reports compelling, easy to understand, and ultimately align with your business objectives. The Power Query editor and the data model really take up most of the work in any analytics project. Once your data is in a report-ready state, creating reports isn't as difficult as many people think. For years, data acquisition and reporting were often treated as one single process, which made reporting seem complicated. But when you separate the two, and focus first on proper data acquisition and cleansing, you'll find that building reports becomes much easier. Now, I'm not saying it's simple, but the process definitely becomes smoother when your data is clean, structured, and ready for reporting. Once we've built our visuals and layouts on the report page, the next step is to publish our work to the Power BI service, because that's where people will actually consume our reports. The Power BI service is the online platform where you can publish, share, and manage all your Power BI content. It includes several key components. Datasets, your data model stored securely in the cloud. Reports, the interactive visuals you've created in Power BI Desktop. Dashboards, collections of visuals from multiple reports or datasets. Workspaces, collaborative areas for teams to manage and share content. Apps, packaged dashboards and reports you can share with end users. We'll also explore some of the powerful security features built into Power BI that help protect your data, often even better than traditional reporting tools. In short, here's how the Power BI workflow fits together. Connect. Power BI connects to your data sources, including files, databases, or the web. Transform and model. Help to clean, shape, and model your data using Power Query and DAX and Power BI Desktop. Visualize. Create charts and visuals on the report canvas. Publish, upload, and host your reports in the Power BI service. Share and refresh. Share dashboards, schedule automatic data refreshes, and collaborate in the cloud. Now, this process may look linear, but in reality, there's a lot of back and forth as you explore your data and discover new insights. That's part of what makes Power BI such a dynamic and flexible tool. Alright, that brings us to the end of this part. In the next lesson, we'll explore how to navigate the Power BI interface and start building with confidence. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to support this channel. See you in the next video.